we had a drawing today for candidates. There's a little bit of information that we have about some other surrounding towns and how they handle things for school board meetings. And we had some confirmations, I guess you'll say. We put out, we initially put out, here's some of the candidates that are running and some things that quick Google searches had turned up. And that then led into, other, just looking into different towns and how things are working. So one of the things that we wanted to go over was some other towns around here. We spoke one of the candidates, Dina Hendry, that's going to be running this year and is on the ballot. I'm saying this year, but yeah, I guess that is what it is this year.
Yeah,
So
22.
This time. So she, in the past, ran a Zoom call for candidates because we don't have anything official in the town. So similar to how Joe and I decided, hey, we're going to sit here and talk about Gloucester Township to a camera and hope people watch us. Dina put out and said, hey, hopefully people will watch if I put out something for the candidates for the school board because we don't have anything official and there's nothing out there to get the word out about their platforms, why they're running, who they are, and all that kind of stuff. Other towns do that, but it's done officially. It's not a hidden thing or that an individual resident puts on themselves, which she has done in the past. So in other towns, what we have some information for some towns here. So let's go through these. All right, so we have Cherry Hill. Cherry Hill has been doing a forum for about 5 years where everybody can go and talk to the candidates, ask them questions they can answer. This year they have 8 candidates running, which is a pretty high number, similar to Gloucester Township. They're held in October. This year's date's not set yet. They're sponsored by the Zone PTA and moderated by the League of Women Voters. Let's see. They also offer a replay later on, so people can go back and watch it if they didn't get to watch it live. Washington Township, they've been doing one for about 4 years. Again, held in October. This year, Washington Township has 6 candidates running. They're sponsored by the president of the PTA, moderated by the League of Women Voters of Burlington County. And they also offer a replay of the event, and it's also on Comcast Channel 9. A little bit different than what we have. Okay, so Voorhees, another local town here, they've had the forum for only 2 years, but they still have it. Right? They call theirs Meet the Candidates. Theirs also is held in October, and they have 5 candidates running this year. This is sponsored by the parents group and the staff. And it's moderated by the president of the Voorhees Education System. The audience in this one in particular is permitted to ask questions of the candidates. I know Dina in the past had put it out there, and we are doing the same with ours. We're going to be asking all of you folks to submit questions that you might have that we can ask candidates when we are, interviewing those in the future. But Haddonfield is another one local to us. 4 years they've been having their forums. They call theirs a Haddonfield School Forum, held in October. They're held in their middle school auditorium, and they have 5 candidates running this year. And sponsored and moderated by the Haddonfield PTA group. Let's see, who else do we have? I think that was it that we had those examples there. But other districts are holding these. We have Eastham Township, Berlin, Morristown, Marlton, Egg Harbor, Monroe, many more. Not Gloucester Township. We are not allowed to have forums. We did the opposite. We in 2020, if you look up this you can go into the Gloucester Township Board of Education or Gloucester Township Schools website for the Board of Education and go to the policies section. And look up this policy and read it yourself. So if you go into the next page, Joe.
It's policy number 7510, and the part that we're talking about is down here highlighted.
Yeah.
And basically what it is it says the school shall not be used for any federal, state, or local political purpose, which...
and then they put in there at the end of it that it's, and as an example, school board as a,
Yeah, so no meet the candidates.
Yeah, can't do that on school. Just to make sure we do not have an area that we can do this in.
Make sure you have no idea
Right.
who you're going to go vote for. Yeah, these are school board spots, and these are not. These are not.
It's not political positions.
They're not political, but they're also there's also no money behind it. So there's not.
Wow. Wait.
Well,
there was $90,000 spent. Let's back up here for a second.
When I say there's no money behind, I'm talking about, folks like you that just you bought some signs, it's out of pocket.
Right.
You're not going to buy commercials.
No.
It's not going to be. You're not going to be able to get out there. There's not going to be trucks with your name.
No, we're going to talk to other parents that do things like that, not have the money that you're talking about.
So essentially this town has squashed anybody else's chances of getting their name out while they over promote their folks.
Right. Which I don't even know that that piece that they've changed in there is actually even constitutional. Like that's preventative freedom of speech. You're preventing us from being allowed to speak in a public building. Like I'm not an attorney, but I don't know. I bet that could be challenged and fought.
I don't know. Unless they can offer an alternative location for people to go and meet candidates, but nobody has ever
challenged
it. Nobody's ever said, "Hey, you guys can all go here and meet candidates." In fact, I know Dina reached out to everyone when she did this.
So everyone meant who?
Dina reached out
everyone, right? Everyone.
To every candidate that ran for school board last year,
yep.
And every candidate that also ran for council and mayor. She reached out to all of them.
Yeah.
And the folks that already have those positions, they don't respond. They
Nope.
don't respond because they don't need to respond. They don't care that you don't know anything about them. It's better that way. They've already got the people voting for them. So they're just they're squashing your voice, and it's.
So to go back when they voted on this here, it was a 7-2 vote at that time in December of 2020. The only two people that voted against this was Jen O'Donnell, who was running again, and Mary Ann Johnson.
Yeah, so they voted to not block this.
Correct.
So they were
to still allow that type of thing to happen if it were actually to happen. But
yep.
The others all voted block them. We don't need any chance of something like this happening where people could ask us questions or that we would be looked, as a way that we're not. You don't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. One of the people that is currently running for that voted
right.
for that amendment so that they would kind of block that, and that was Elliot Wilson.
Yeah.
So Elliot does not want you to know anything about the candidates, apparently.
Yeah, or to use the school as the forum for that, or the place to hold that. But that's the perfect place to. Where else are you going to have? It's like saying you can't have a school board meeting at the school. You're going to have it somewhere else. Well, where are we having it? What do we? I can understand we're not holding political rallies for mayor or for council or something like that at a school, but the school board at the school, you can't have a discussion about school board candidates.
It's weird because you show up. As a member, as a resident, you show up and you can ask school board candidates questions during the school board meetings, but if you don't ever like their answers or their viewpoints on anything, if you had alternative people there that you could ask those questions to and they could give you their views and you thought, wow, I like what these people have to say.
Right.
How's that so different from going to a school board meeting and asking questions?
They're already elected, and that's what they're already in that position.
Yeah, and they're gonna spend $90,000-$100,000 to get the next group of people in there on top of the phantom candidates that are in there.
Yeah, that's for, just a reminder, a non-paid position. $100,000, $90,000. I know it was $90,000 on a non-paid position. Do the math on why.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, there's money. There's money in the schools.
There's a lot of money in the school. Yep.
It's I don't know. That bugs me more than anything. Like I said before, that
your taxes, the taxes that we were talking about going up, are mainly driven by that school budget.
It is. Well, yeah, the school budget is enormous. Compared to everything else that we pay for, school budget's enormous. But what really gets me is that it's just, I don't know. It seems. It's one thing if you're overspending and over budgeting my money on municipal stuff, but when you're taking school money and you've got that much influence and that much money into where it goes and who gets paid, and it just seems scummy. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
You want the parents. You just want parents there, and like we mentioned on the last episode, there's no parents coming from their side. The new candidates that they put up, or the new candidates that we found were connected
don't have a school, kid in the
they
school
don't have any
system.
kids in the school. But we know a few of them do, and we know at least out of the group of people that are in there now, Jen's running again. And Jen disagreed with this decision, so that was good on her. As far as while we talk about the drawings, we should talk about the drawings actually.
Yeah, so the drawings were held on August 15th at 3:00 at the Board of Elections over on, I don't know what that road is, or road it's off of. I'm not sure the exact address of it, but anyway, they're also Zoom. Held by via Zoom that you can watch on the.
Check it out live. It was on Facebook today.
Yeah, so the positions came up, and let's see here. There was only one person running unelected, so they didn't need to do a drawing for the Black Horse Pike Regional. But then Gloucester Township Schools, they did have a drawing for. We had 12 candidates. The 12 candidates are going to start at number 2 because number 1 position is going to be the Black Horse Pike. So actually, I am number 2 position, Keith Gibbons. We had John Austin in 3rd. Well, you guys can see the numbers here, but some of the people that were that I'm rooting for are also on here.
Yeah. So everybody made it. I guess all the ballots were good.
Yep.
And everybody made it on.
Yeah,
petitions were good. So everybody made it. That drawing was today. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see these names in the order here on your ballot when they come out.
Yeah, they're a little bit out of order, but the numbers are next to them for you to see. I know that last time when I ran, and I thought my number was number, whatever it was, I don't even remember, 6, just say. If I had printed signs saying, hey, position number 6, it would have been wrong because then they took and made Black Horse Pike Regional do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the number of candidates were on there. Now my 6 becomes number 11. So it would have messed you all up. But no one knew that until it was time for that to happen. So what other games are going to play? I don't know that I'll be position number 2 or if Jen will be number 7 or whatever the numbers are. It could be that I'm actually number 1 because now they change it from 1 in Black Horse Pike to being 1 on Gloucester. We never know. You never know. Whatever they decide to do with that. The one thing I found interesting myself was that there was no bracketing. So in the past they would run a what was their slogan? Building Brighter Futures. So if you saw Building Brighter Futures, you knew that was backed by our local machine, and other candidates had their own slogans or no slogans.
That became the way to let people know.
Right. I think they caught on to that game.
Who the bad guys were. So
the numbers game came around and they said, okay, if we have the numbers, we can pick who 3 are together and bracket those or promote those. Vote number 11, 12, 13 or whatever the numbers are. But anyway, that's all speculation. Either way, I just found that interesting that there was no bracketing, that they must have wised up and said, we're playing a different game now. Change up how that works. But
so now you're gonna have to search out the good people instead of searching out the bad people to eliminate them. So
which we're here to help you guys with. We will be asking every one of the candidates. We have everyone's email address from their petitions that they submitted. that we will reach out to every one of them, whether they're a current board member running for re-election or a new member, a phantom candidate, whatever it is. Everyone's going to get the same invitation. I know we don't have a huge following on here. It's only 2 million people watch us or something, somewhere around 2 million. Not everyone in the world, but anyway, we're going to individually reach out to them to ask them to come on. So far, just from this silly little podcast that we do, we have had 4 people confirm that they would like to come on. So we are in the process of coordinating how that's going to happen, whether it's Zoom calls and we piece them together for you guys, do individual shows with them, or however that works. We're kind of working out the details of that. Part of what we need from you guys, if you can help, is submit questions. What do you want to know about these candidates? Go to, Joe.
Go to if you go to restoregT.com, there's a contact page here up in the top right left-hand corner. Contact. And basically just fill your name out. Some stuff still in there from the election, so you don't need a sign delivered or anything like that. But fill the form out and just.
Or if you do want a sign delivered, look, we can pass it on to somebody else and give them, whatever candidate you want. We can pass it along for you.
Yeah, if you want signs for a particular candidate, we'll talk to them when we have their email address, and we'll let them know also. We're just here about spreading the information, so go there, submit your question. And if you don't want to use the form, just email joe@restoregT.com with your question. I want to get the questions out to candidates as soon as possible, and I want to give them all the same questions too. So
yeah,
it's going to be fair. One of the guys running is here, so to make it,
I don't know how to handle that one. Who can ask me questions?
I guess I can ask questions, or maybe I'll bring somebody in and ask questions.
Yeah.
That way you're not questioning other candidates.
I go on Zoom. I go sit over there and go on Zoom and zoom in. Hey!
Yeah.
Phoning in here from Albuquerque.
I know you agreed to some questions. Dina, Jen, and Gabrielle all agreed to come in. So they got word through Facebook, through checking this out, and said that they'd be glad to come in and answer questions. I don't know if anybody else is going to come in and answer any questions.
At this point, no one's reached out.
But then again,
from our audio, this podcast offer of people coming in, we have to officially email them to ask those things.
Yeah, we did not officially email them yet. So if you know any of those other candidates, reach out to them and let them know. Just kind of give them a heads up.
Tag them in the post, send them our way. Yeah, whatever it is.
And we'll ask them some questions. It's all about basically just getting every bit of information. These people can have fantastic ideas. So
maybe they'll get my vote.
Want to hear from them.
We're voting for 3 positions, so you have multiple people to select. So.
Thanks for checking out that clip from the Restore GT podcast. For the full episode, go to restoregT.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you again. Thank you.